Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play another Gravity Falls Grunkle dating sim called Glass Hearts. Let's begin. Glass Shards Beach, New Jersey, 1970 something. You wake up not to the gentle sound of waves lapping upon the shore, nor the shrill screams of your arm. It's a distant slam a slam that jerks you from what hours of sleep you managed to steal after a busy day of moving in boxes and shifting through everything you ever owned. Even then, your new bedroom is unfamiliar and sparse. It takes you a moment to find an analog clock that rests on your bedside table. Aw, I like a room. Crap. You're late. You're going to be late to your new school on your first day. What a way to start your senior year. Well, your first day of senior year. Your first had been a few weeks prior, as your parents finalized their divorce, and now you live with your dad, just your dad. And you left to pick up the pieces and try to build a new life in the smallest town you ever seen, where everyone has known each other from diapers, and you are the weird intruder that's going to be late on their first day. Not to mention the homecoming is apparently at the end of the week. Everyone knows that your high school years are the most important of your life, and you're about to lose out on the most iconic of them all. You're dateless, child of divorce loser, who doesn't know anyone in town. We're gonna change that. No pressure. You scramble to find clothes and boxes still packed. Of course, Dad didn't wake you up. It serves you right for believing him when he promised that he would. And now you get the pleasure of turning up to school smelling like cardboard and mothballs, and you're probably going to be bullied by the meanest people you ever had the displeasure of meeting. High scores. I was gonna say, no, I had far worse in adult. You grab the welcome letter sent from the Glass Shard High School. Still untouched, rest on the kitchen counter. There's a return address on the letterhead, which is a start. But she had gone to visit the school last Friday for a courtesy tour. They did not pay attention to. You'd probably be able to find your school this way. You could probably catch the bus. You had no idea if there was a bus route by your house. If there is, you certainly missed it. At least things can't get any worse. introduce yourself politely. My name's Wyan, I'm new. Respecting a new student, I just didn't expect them to be so. Decide the word he's searching for is probably positive. Well, everyone, this is Wyan. I know we're only a few weeks into the school year, but I expect everyone to play nice. A big move is always difficult, even more so in your senior year. Mr. Noble's words whittle away like your self-confidence when something shoots across the room and smacks you dead center in your forehead. You raise a hand to touch it in near slow motion. It's a wad of spit-soaked paper. A spit wad. The realization makes you drop your hand and recoil. Immediately, the class bursts into hysterical laughter. Stanford Pines. A boy in the front row looks flabbergasted to be singled out. Oh, me? When do I stand that you're saying? I think it's it's the other stand. Oh, me? As if on cue, the class oohs and whispers. Oh, don't play stupid. I see the straw on your desk. He looks at his desk, confused, but the expression morphs instantly to horror when he sees the aforementioned the mentioned straw. But I didn't, Stanley. He turns immediately to a boy sitting next to him, with one with his chair tilted back on two legs and feet kicked up on the wind desk. He's grinning nonchalant. It was him, Mr. Noble. Saw it with my own two eyes. It's like, are you gonna blame Stanley over Ford? You're gonna blame Stan over Ford? You look at the resource officer. Cuff him, Lou. Don't call me Lou, you old convent. I didn't do anything. It was Stanford. Enough. He watches Mr. Noble message his temple before reaching behind his desk for a Tylenol bottle, leaving you with a sense that this was not his first rodeo. Definitely not. I mean, he is a teacher after all. Since you two have such a problem sitting next to each other, how about we just put Y in between you? I think that works. And whoever did it can apologize properly that way. Do I make myself clear? Great. You'll be in perfect range for specks over there. Like, spitballs, and it's like, it's Stan. But the boys recoilingly move so that you have a seat between them. Stanley, the bulkier one, gathers absolute nothing they has with him. messed up, so you're going to fix it. Christ, you sound like Ma. Slow down and hear them out. Because we have to. You feel a hand snatch you by the back of your shirt, and you pull in. The bulkier one holds you like a wet cat, as far from his body as possible. And why do you smell like that? Stanley. Maybe if you stay perfectly still, they'll think you're dead. Stanley spins you around, and you face them. Suddenly, you're aware of just how similar they look. You feel like you're seeing double. It occurs to you that the matching names may be an ill omen. Because they're twins. Look, Ford says I gotta apologize. I'm sorry, you got a billboard forehead. That's not that big. It's not that big. What are we, Sakura from Naruto? What my brother means to say is an elbow jabs into the other side. That he didn't mean to give you such a hard time on your first day, and he feels real bad about it. Ain't that why he said? Shut up. Eating lead paint would be more enjoyable than watching these boys stumble around the elephant in the room. Eventually, after a sustained period of painful silence, one of them clears their throat. Anyways, my name's Stanford Pines, and this is my brother Stanley. Stanley Pines. I guess you could figure out that by now. That one out. My brother Stanley. This is my brother Stanley, and this is Ford Pines, my brother. I'm his brother Stanley Pines, and this is Stanford Pines, my brother. It's like you just said that he already introduced you. Oh, this is heck. Regardless, you'd think you'd get the gist of it. Unfortunately, they don't seem to think so. As they continue to hold you hostage in the hallway. It's like, yeah, they're gonna keep us hostage forever. You can tell which one is which, because I would literally never spit on you. And you have 6 fingers. The devil beside him grins. I would. I did. Both times. Yet we know. Dad would probably be really mad if you get into a fight on your first day. Well, he did it in fighting words. Appreciate the attempt at apologizing. Stanford looks relieved. It won't happen again, right? Oh, and their elbow. Oh, geez, sure, whatever. It's like he's just already having a crush on us, though. The conversation dies before it can go further, and Mr. Noble is back again, looking more fierce than ever, glowering down at the 3 of you from his doorway. Didn't you free hear the bell? Why aren't you in class? Oh, I heard it. You just got me. I don't know where my next class is. Stanford exchanges a frantic look with you, then Stanley. Why didn't pull us aside, right? It's like, yeah. I was held hostage. I'm tired of these excuses from all 3 of you. Lying about the spitballs, blaming each other, late to class on your first day. This is unacceptable. You're seniors, all of you. And these are the sort of things that professors won't let fly in college. Depends on the teacher. Depends on the professor, honestly. It's about time you start acting your age. Most professors I know want us to say, call us by their first name from my college experience. All 3 of you can join me for after school detention. Oh, Dad's gonna be ticked off. Oh yeah. I'm like, don't blame me. You tend to go home and finish unpacking. Seems like that plan is out of the window. You sit stuck outside Mr. Noble's classroom, stealing yourself for the first detention on your first day at your new school. No, I'll just tell dad the truth. He won't be mad. He won't be mad at Stanley. You can only pray that you'll get home before Dad does. Maybe you can pretend the whole thing never happened. He never has to know. For a moment, you consider ditching. You shake the thought from your head and push aside. Just your luck. Dumb and Dumber are already here. Worse, they're the only other people here. Just you three, it seems. I mean, if Mr. Noble's not here, we just ditch. Near bother to look at you. As you enter, Stanford has his nose buried in a book, while Stanley's kicking his feet back up and has a pencil bounce precautiously on his upper lip. Mr. Noble is nowhere to be seen. Probably forgot all about this. I'll say, shouldn't we not be in his classroom if he's not here, too? Sit closer to Stanley. Oh, wait, not Stanley. I was thinking, like, sit closer to Ford. Oh, to Stanley next. You choose one of the cheap chairs next to Stanford. He does not look up from his book. Instead, when you drop your stuff next to him, he makes a point of burying his nose deeper into the pages. His attempts to ignore you succeed. You decide to take out the homework that you've been unjustly given on your first day. If only you could think about something other than the tick of the clock. You don't look up until you hear the door latch click. You expect to see Mr. Noble there, but to lecture you with a speech as righteous as his name would imply, but there's no one there. Huh? I think someone locked us in. Whether irritated or intrigued, you can't tell, but Stanford finally looks up from his book too. His face melts into pure confusion. Stanley? Your eyes turn towards the desk where his brother had been sitting. It's empty. God damn it. He slams his book shut. His cheeks are visibly red. He always does this. He gets us into trouble, and then he expects me to just sit here and take it for the both of us. He's probably out there. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Smokey behind the skull. His shoulders slump from where they were raised by his ears, laxing into the back of a seat. He bobbles his head along. Probably, you know how he is. No, I don't actually. I just met him. A beat passes. He blinks at you. You blink back. No, you don't. Silence laps again between you, but it's less stiffening than it was just a few moments ago. A few moments before, you swear you could see the shadow of a smile flicker across his face before it returns to stern skull. Scrowl. There's a pause where neither of you know quite what to say. It's becoming obvious that Stanford isn't the best in social situations. Neither am I. Your joke fell a bit flat, which isn't like you. But God, the silence is deafening. Ask him about what he's reading. What are you reading? He pauses, flips over the cover in your direction. A pair of eyes greet you from a blue void. Frankie Scott's Key. Francis Scott Key's Fretzer, the Great Gatsby. Like a butchered name. I have to read it for AP Literature. Have you read it before? You could have sworn it was written by F. Scott. That is. That's really the same name. But whatever. Have you read it? Actually, I don't think I ever read the Great Gatsby. I cannot remember. Yeah, no, I didn't. No, my glasses. No. His face falls a little. Okay, I'll just say yes to make him happy. Yes. Oh, you must have read it at your last school, right? I actually have an essay due. I was hoping to bounce some ideas off you. I watched the movie. There. Here's what I was thinking. Who's the narrator of The Great Gatsby? I'll have to look it up. I literally have to look it up. Nick Carraway. How does Nick and Daisy relate? They're distant cousins. Where do Gatsby and Daisy reunite? At Nick's house. Where did Gatsby and Daisy's relationship end? I'm looking a quiz on Great Gatsby here. Daisy wanted to marry Tom. What does Gatsby famously nickname the men he likes? Old sport? Oh wow. What? It must have been a while since you last read it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting a pop quiz on the book. And I was using Google. Maybe you need a refresher on the novel. Morty, what is his problem? It's just Great Gatsby. Before you could respond, Mr. Noble enters the classroom. Finally. He literally lectured me on Great Gatsby. He collapses heavily into the seat and puts a hand on his forehead, using the earth to dig around those drawers until he finds his Tylenol bottle. He shakes free into his hand. These freaking kids, I don't get paid enough for this crap. Well, I think you need to find another job, Mr. Noble. Greetings? Mr. Noble nearly falls out of his chair. His eyes bug out as he looks at you two. What are you doing here? School ended 20 minutes ago. And you forgot about our detention, huh? You gave us detention? Why is he telling the truth? You could have skipped out here. Skipped out of here. Because, it's Stanford. Mr. Noble flutters. Oh, of course, He clears his throat. I determined that I was too hasty earlier for what it is that you did. But remember, you definitely didn't. I'm pretty sure he's drinking on the job. You're excused for the afternoon. Sweet. You waste no time on getting your homework back in your bag and rise from your seat, but you find that Stanford waits hastily. In his, he looks as if he wants to say something. Oh no, he's the kind of kid that probably tells the teacher they forgot to collect homework. He tries to get you both to stay for the whole detention. Can you show me where the library is? Huh? As the word library is some nerdy sleeper agent. His attention snaps at to you. It's still my first day. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, I could show you where the library is. But shouldn't we? I thought you needed help on your essay. And he definitely thought, no, the book more than I do, so... He turns his pensive stare back to Mr. Noble. He's cruelly... You have tripped away as resolve. I won't say that I need help, but... You don't give him a chance, are you? You link your arm with his and start down the hallway. You don't stop walking until you hear Mr. Noble's door slam shut. I'm pretty sure he's drunk. Eventually, you no longer have to drag a tense body around. Stanford picks up his feet and falls into step. His eyes anywhere but on you. I'm just going to drop off my book and work on my report at home. I really don't need the help. I just want to get out of here before Mr. Ripple changed his mind. Oh, the silence does not linger for long, much to your surprise. Thank you, then. You catch him looking at you and offer a smile. He mirrors it, small and wary, but his eyes flicker away when you catch his gaze. It's not a big deal. For the first time since detention, the quiet that settles between you two is comfortable. The excursion to the library feels far too short, but it is sweetened when Stanford walks you out to the front of the school. See you tomorrow? Yeah, I look forward to it. We should actually go to the library together sometime. I'll help you with the Gatsby essay. I think you're the one doing the essay, not me. Oh, you appreciate that. That uncomfortable New England chill is a distant memory as you walk home, feel by the warmth that comes to mind as you replay his final words. Dad was not angry as you expected him to be. Larry was full of lectures about how hard the adjustment was going to be and how you needed to get used to things here before you weren't going back. A few hours ago, that would have felt like the final nail in the coffin, but now, staying in Glass Shard Beach didn't sound too bad. It turns out there's not a bus that runs by your house. You want to say that the walk is a good excuse. That's what Dad tells you when you grovel for the ride to school. But after 3 blocks, you start to wonder if the movers had packed your bike. Chances are Dad left it and didn't want to admit it. That's probably why he hadn't bothered to search for it with you over the weekend. But the grumbling complaint at least served to make the walk faster, and before you knew it, you're standing outside the gates of the school. On time for the second day. That's more like it. So you told him to get stepping, 'cause I'm gonna be in there, guys, babe. And you're so right about that. I just deserve better, you dig? You told Brickhouse, Kara. I know, and he's just... When she sweeps them over the hallway, you avert your eyes a second too late. It was probably a bad idea to eavesdrop, so obviously, but your defense, they're really loud. She looks up at you and you up and down. Kathy, isn't that? The girls turn to whisper each other for a moment, occasionally poking their heads out behind the cupped hands to look at you, then ducking back to vaguely whisper again. Luckily, you shuffle in place and wait for them to finish. Are you YN? Yeah, that's me. Oh my god, the rumors are way off about you. Yeah, your head isn't that big. They have to be messing with you. This has to be a conspiracy to undermine you. Confidence. Your head is normal sized. It's always been normal sized. If anything, they're the ones with the big heads. They're being wait. Isn't that big? They're being nice. Come on, babe. You don't have to be nervous. I'm Carla, and this is Kathy. It's Kathy. That's what I said. Anyways, I heard that you got detention on your first day, right? That's like total literally mental. You could sit with us during lunch today. Half the school has seen you hanging around the Pine Freaks, and that's like really embarrassing for you. Socially awkward levels of bad. I'm just gonna not try and say the S word because YouTube, you don't And you can't just come to school and commit that, right? Yeah, so we kind of like ESPS. You and Carl look at Kathy sideways. Kathy, what? Like the guys in ambulances? EMTs, Kathy. I think I said that wrong. You did. You think you might be getting dumber the longer this goes on. But we just got new friends. Anyways, you should totally sit with us, and we'll tell you how things go around here. Sure. You have no idea if you're actually going to do that. Best to just play it by ear. The two girls giggle and wave at you over the shoulder as they head to the building. You wait to sit at in your profound discomfort and mourn the loss of the brain cells mercifully killed in conversation when two new people take spots on either side of you. Well, not new. Stanley lets out a low whistle as he tosses his arm around your shoulders. Holy cow, you already got McCruckle. Hemphouse McCuckle talking to you. Did she say something about me? Tell the truth. I don't think so. I didn't catch most of it. And I think she was talking about how she left the last guy she was with. Stanley flushes, Stanford grins. Then she was talking about him. It's way too early for this. Thankfully, you didn't have to stand there for long as the bell rings out through the hallway. It's a perfect excuse to maneuver in the direction of homeroom, where class would commence uneventfully. To shake Stanley's arm from your shoulder, or tune out Stanford's droning. Why in? You look out from around the twins to see the puff of red hair bouncing through the crowd. Before you brace yourself, a hand shoots between the pines and you are unceremoniously yanked through them, dragging with purpose towards a grinning Carla, who wiggles her fingers at you. I was worried you forgot about us. Yeah, the whole lunchroom almost saw you. I'm gonna have to say, who are you again? Ha ha ha. Very funny. You debate doubling down, but decide it wasn't worth your time. Might as well just see what you want and get on with your life. So anyways, now that you're here, we could discuss the important stuff. Politics. Kathy, no, that's a no-go. No talk about politics. Shut up, Kathy. No one cares about Nixon's involvement in Watergate. Actually, what's that would actually go a lot better than now, so yeah, let's talk about it. Stop talking about it. It also hurts friend groups. I'm talking about social politics. Duh. I was gonna take, the simpler time. Oh, and more importantly, homecoming. But we're at school. Since this is going nowhere, at least this time, coward does not rise to the bait. Curly, you're new. You don't know the way things work around here. That's why we're here, baby. Like, obviously, you must be deaf or something because you're still kicking it with Stan Loser and Stan Square Ford. Didn't you even hear what we said about social that? Kathy looks at you with genuine pity. This almost feels like you've done something wrong. She lowers her voice to whisper, I'm standing next to Stanford by. It's when you do that to yourself. I know. But it's still a metaphor. And it looks more and more appealing the longer you look at you're at the table. That's why you're doing it to repetition every time you spot with them. It's a first degree social that. Those come in degrees? I guess stick with them anyway. Most people at school would rather drink cyanide than talk to the Pines twins, and that's for a good reason. Well, I haven't seen the internet, Carla. Hanging out with the Pines twins is like begging for a teen pregnancy. Like you just want to do this. Do it if you're hot and respect yourself, you know? Besides, with homecoming literally this weekend, people are gonna think about you're going steady. Well, we just went to Stardust School. I'll go steady with Ford. Hopefully Bill doesn't get in the picture yet. Well, I won't, but maybe it just popped up early. Both Carl and Kathy seem repulsed by the concept, tongues curled and noses scrunched as they retch. So you thought about who you're going with? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Mom. I think Stanford's cute. Stanley's a lot of fun, actually. I think Stanford's cute. Oh. There's tenses for a moment, and Kathy starts to play with the hair that flames her face. Carol shoots from behind her lunch tray. You didn't hear, didn't you? That's totally Kathy's ex-boyfriend. Isn't that embarrassing? Wait, is this why you guys are bad talking them? She dumped him super hard when she developed some actual taste, though, so no worry. You're sure to grow out of this little freak episode soon. I'm starting to hate both of you. You can't but notice the conversation has become tiring one side. The ever chatty Kathy has become painfully silent. Maybe she still has a thing for him. Her face is bright red, and she hasn't looked at you once. They both have a thing for them. At least not when you look in her direction. Instead, she starts to shovel lunch line corn into her mouth as she needs to keep it occupied to avoid saying something. You must feel bad. He won't even like you. Ford hates people with massive domes. Never mind, she could go a heck. And she definitely has a crush on him still. Yeah, I can't have a head bigger than his. Kathy drops her fork with a dramatic sigh. She rests her head in her hand, looking as wistful as a princess in a tower. I don't know what I was thinking. Fricked up hands, the giant bobblehead in his bargain bin clothes. What, you don't like brain? You totally dodged a bullet, girl. Kathy leaned forward with a conspiracy whisper. Her lips crack in a grin and makes you think of a shark that when it smells blood. He told me the reason that he and Stan loser testing. They are brothers. Shut up, Kathy. Not like that they could afford college. Okay, yeah, both of you could go ahead. Bet the pawn shop's high. a lingering sense that you overstayed your welcome in this hyena pit. Oh, we definitely did. You shouldn't talk about people like that. Kathy and Carla laughter come to a abrupt halt. Their heads snap to you in near perfect synchrony. Eyes equally dark as you again discard their advice. Oh my god. Can't you take a joke? Oh, I could take a joke, but I'm gonna say you are a mean piece of... Seriously? It's not like he needs you to protect his feelings or whatever. He's barely even has any. Well, I'll sort you, both of you. Yeah, he's a total robot. Have you ever noticed how he doesn't even make eye contact with anyone? Or how he always folds his freaky little hands behind his back? Well, probably because people like you make fun of him for being different. You know, clearly wear way too much makeup. Apparently, he read that from a magazine. Some magazine that nerdy guys who want to be more confident. Isn't that the most pathetic thing you ever heard? From nerdy guys. It's probably because you make fun of him. Now that's sad. I thought it was to hide his deformities. Okay, yeah, you both could go heck. I'm leaving. You should just get them out. You should just get them cut off or something. It's disgusting to look at. No, your face is disgusting to look at. Never mind how it feels when you hold your hand. I nearly threw up the first time. At least he's smart enough to cheat off of. Yeah, both of you could suck monkey balls. Still dumb enough to cheat on, too. He probably land some big shot job somewhere, so you won't have to see him much at home. Yeah, he'll be making bank. Unlike you, both of you. To be seeing with him when he's home. Ugh. Literally, the money isn't worth it. You can find a hot, richer guy without the extra limps. Kathy turns to you after a moment, all smiles and batting eyelashes. She curls her head in her hand where she speaks next. Anyways, Wyan, you don't get it. I'm his ex-girlfriend, so I get to say whatever I want about him. It's like first girl privilege, you dig? No, I think you're just... I'm not editing that out. You're the rebound. So I'll watch if I were you. Rise above. Stood to the level. Rise above. Good, are you 5 years old? You stand from the table, doing a little to hide the disgust that curls your expression. If I wanted to listen to someone complain about having a share, I would have a set with kindergartens. They would behave better. Now, if you excuse me, I'd like to have a conversation with the people that can spell words with more than 2. And Kathy stare at you for a painfully long moment. Then slowly you watch as the color migrates from Kathy's collarbone to her scalp. She slams her hands into the table as she jumps to her feet, leaning over her tray as she remains obvious to the way the hem of her top dripped into the puddle of corn water on her tray. Screw him, for all I care. You're such a... Actually, takes one to know one. I bet you like stealing boyfriends, right? Well, he's not your boyfriend right now. That's for sure. I don't see your name on him. It's probably why I see Bill Cipher's name on him. It's probably why they kicked your ugly butt out of your last school. Ugly foozies love to sleep with taken men. Wait, did you not see the Bill Cipher? He's Bill Cyphers? What the frick? I thought you broke up with him in 3rd grade. Retreat from the scruffle with nothing but your book bag and a lunch tray with Kathy turns to her arrow to Kara. You shuffle across the cafeteria, eventually spotting a familiar pair at their own table. Stanley is doubled over, sneezing between coughing and laughter. Milk is streaked down his nose, chin, and a table in front of them. Stanford is quick to shuffle over to give you enough room between them. He watches you for a moment as you settle into your seat. He opens his mouth, then closes again, flicking his eyes to his brother before sitting back on you. That was really cool, Wyan. Not a lot of people would have done that. He ruffles through his slack lunch and produces a pudding cup, which he slides in your direction with a sly smile. For a job well done. He's sitting a little closer to you than his brother. You aren't sure if you're imagining it or not, but I swear the tips of his ears are bright pink and are resting on it than the rest of his face. The remainder of your lunch period is spent with more than a cheap canned laughter, and you gone out of caffeine with Carla. Stanford and Stanley are lively. Stanford spends the rest of the period ogling you, regarding you with everything you could have possibly missed in the 15 minutes you were gone. He's animated when he's talking, like the awkward geek that inhabited him, and taking a well-deserved break. There's no discomfort, no lulls. You could have talked to him for ages. Heck, you don't even notice when the bell rings. You might have been late to class for a second time this week, if not for the way Stanley makes a show of dumping his lunch tray and stalking off. Unfortunately, the class is wholly unremarkable. Stanley passes out the second that Mr. Noble opens his mouth. I think it's a subordinate teacher, which leaves you to watch Stanford take notes with the diligence of a man who thinks chemistry is the most fascinating thing in the world. The bell is a welcome dismissal, and for Stanley, an alarm. Oh, so you think you're going to end the day on a high note. Your chest is still fuzzy, and the thoughts of Stanford's thighs brushing against yours. Besides, you have a mountain of homework to do. Someone clears their throat above your head, and you turn from the depths of your bag, just in time to watch Stanford. Stanford folds his hands behind his back. He drops his gaze immediately to your clear desk. Greetings. Are you busy this evening, Lion? Stanford's a bit more uptight than his brother, but this is too much even for him. The question hangs in the air before Stanford finally drags his eyes to meet yours, peering over his frames. I didn't mean to be so sudden. Stanford's busy, and I was hoping that you and I could spend some time together. You don't have a chance to answer before he's already trying to convince you by brandishing his resume. I lived here my entire life. I could show you around if you want. That sounds like fun. The sheer weight of his relief forces his shoulders from his ears and smooths the wrinkles from between his brows. He's left with a boyish expression that nearly twinkles with surprise and anticipation. I hope it would be. I want you to have a good introduction to Glass Shard Beach, since you'll be here for a while. Hopefully. His lips crook. I can't very well lose my kindred spirit now, can I? I assume that you want to see the boardwalk, since that's where everyone goes in the summer. We're on the trail end of the season. so I doubt there'll be any tourists around. We'll practically have it all to ourselves. Spoken like a true local. Turns out this expression wasn't just for show. Almost everything in a stone's throw away from the beach, you expect the walk to be miserable, but the good company makes the trip easy. Carl and Kathy had no idea what they were talking about. I can't believe they still have Pharaoh's Fury. He followed his finger towards one of the side few rides that's still running this way in the season. It's one of those big swirling pirate ships, though this one is Detention themed. Avoid that one like a plague of locusts. He snickers to himself, the cookie strains his face. But seriously, last year the boat came loose and it went flying straight into the ocean. Okay, so why is it not shut down? You watch the golden blur of mechanical ingenuity in silence for a moment, then the trains the arc straight to the ocean with a shudder. Yikes. Their rides are okay though. Don't do the teacups with Stanley, though. It's always his personal mission to make you throw up. You two continue down the boardwalk, flanked by rows of carnival rides and run by carnies with expressions that fall from Stanford's points out which games are rigged and how to beat them. In the canopy of neon lights and upbeat carnival music playing on repeat above your head, the realization dawns on you. The glass shard beach may not be as boring as you feared. When you reach the end of the boardwalk, you saw on the middle pink bench overlooking the ocean, Stanford picks up invisible thread on his shirt. For a moment, you fear you might relapse into a more uncomfortable silence. So, or maybe not. Sounds like you spent a lot of time in the carnival. I'll discuss that. The question gives Stanford a moment to pause before he wiggles his hand indecisively. Sort of. It's kind of like osmosis. You have no idea where this is going. I never got to spend much time with the carnival itself. We just never had the money. Stanley and I used to make it go to save all we found beneath the boardwalk so we could afford a ticket. The memories of summer escapees bring a little smile to his lips as he props an elbow on the metal grate of the table. We stuffed as many coins as we could into an old jar, and when it was full, we'd drag it to the ticket counter and make the guy at the kiosk count every single penny in hopes we could afford it again. It was kind of a game itself. That poor kiosk guy. Stanford rinses. It was unavoidable. You tried counting all that money with Stanley right next to you. Wasn't he there when the kiosk guy was cashing you out? Well, yes. But I wasn't the one who had to count them. We have to do both. All of them. I didn't realize you had 6 fingers. Are you sure? You didn't have to lie. I know it's hideous. You're not hideous. The immediate refusal leaves Stanford to pause. He turns over his hands, it's going down to the lines across his palm before his eyes and balls them back up. You don't have to be so polite. No one else at Gloss Beach High bars to try to hide it, so don't feel like you have to. It's ugly, and it makes me feel a freak. Something else, I'm sure of that. That's nothing else, I'm sure of that. You frown at him. I'm not trying to spare your feelings. That's what people try to spare my feelings would say, you know. Damn, he got you there. If you're telling the truth. His lips break into a small smile, unsteady and uncertain. Thank you, Wyan. Did you really date Kathy Kershaw? The The mere mention of her name incites a deep groan from the back of his throat. Stanford throws his head back, pinching the bridge of his nose and steeling himself for a new round of questions that he obviously dreads answering. 9 years ago. Really? All that drama for a relationship that in an elementary school? Oh, don't look at me like that. I don't know why she's so hung up about it either. It was for a week in the 3rd grade when she made fun of me when I tried to hold her hand, and she dumped me in front of the entire playground and made sure everyone knew it was because his face does pink, his hands migrate to cover his eyes. Because apparently having an extra finger makes hands extra sweaty, according to her. There's no scientific backing for this, and she's got very mad when I asked. He laughed, he smiled, the smile sticks after. You know, I think it might be kind of nice actually. If your goal was to cause Stanford to short circuit, then congratulations, you achieved it with flying colors. It's like, come on, this Ford, we'll take ya. Bill would too. He strained in a seat like a lying rod, mouth opening and closing a few times before finally finds his voice in a far squeaker register. You think so? Okay, I did a little squeaky. You nod and with your own hands demonstrate the interlocking of your fingers. If you have 6 fingers, then you have 5 gaps between. The hands should settle perfectly together. Well, this is an interesting hypothesis. We can test it out sometime. You grin. I must confess to something. Well, it seems remarkably early, considering I moved here yesterday. Your jokes don't land. Why does this keep happening? Stanford furrows his brow and folds his hands over his face, waving a sigh before he continues. The nerves wound tight in his body are obvious. It only serves to make you nervous by what you presume to be osmosis. I brought here with ulterior motives. Or perhaps this isn't a misunderstanding after all. I want to apologize. What? Ford clears his throat. I said I want to apologize. Silence drags on the beat, up on it for a beat. Thank you. Bored and clearly misunderstood, Stanford heaves a sigh and drags his hands down his face before he readjusts in his seat. He waves his fingers together and rhythmically drags his thumb across one another. I was the reason that you had gone detention yesterday. Mr. Noble would have let the tardiest pass if I hadn't said anything, but it came out so suddenly, and I wasn't thinking. Well, I was thinking, that's the problem. I was thinking, what would Stanley do? And you were the one that did the spitball? Well, that seems like a bad idea. And well, you know the rest. I also feel that I was standoffish to you when you sat next to me in detention. I won't say that I didn't mean to ignore you. I just assumed that you wouldn't want to speak to me. Oh, I see. Oh, or see me. Oh, I thought it was Stan, though. I thought Stan was the one that spitballed me. So I hoped I would give you a space, that we would be even. But you were incredibly kind to me, both to my face and behind my back. And I was worried you might have thought of me something I'm not, so his long-winded apology, full of awkward pauses, and hesitates, if only for a moment, to try to gauge your reaction. He must find a sign of he's looking for, because he takes a deep breath and nods. I hope I could start over, so I could show you my best side. Apologies accepted. I think I'm mad at you. Apologies accepted. He stole a stolen breath, slowly sleeps out through his nose. Stanford leans away from the table. He hangs his head low as he recovers from his earlier rigor mortis. Oh, thank God. I was worried I might have really screwed up things between us. I could barely sleep last night. Though, Ryan, don't do this to me. My heart. Don't do this to me. My heart can't take it. Maybe we don't have to start completely over. I actually had a lot of fun today. The offer hangs in the air when Stanford slowly processes what you said. A smile growing from a demure tint of lips and a broad grin. Really? Really? The sun begins to drip beneath the horizon, and the sky is pulling in orange and purple hues, all too reminiscent of a bedroom that you need to be turned to sooner rather than later. Stanford rises from the picnic bench as you do so, and in the comfort silence, he walks you back towards your house. A walk you usually bemoaned and begin desperately long, now felt miserably short. When you see your front porch in view, you idle with him on the porch steps as you drag your feet for the farewells. Oh, Ryan, I have one more thing, if you don't mind. He pulls his backpack over his shoulder until he squishes into his chest, raffled through composition books and binders before he finally procures a sheet of homework paper. It's adored with a date and time and doodle. Glashard High School. Wrestling. Okay, I just... Wednesday, 11:30. Your attendance will be appreciated. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm on the boxing team. Well, Stanley's on the boxing team. I was dragged into it. But I have a competition tomorrow in the gym, and it would be your first one. So I was wondering if he huffs another shudder breath and attempted to keep his voice at a regular tone. It's obvious he's stringing himself to against his urge to avoid eye contact and squeak out something. Listen, if you go to see me, I'd love to go. The tentatively scrambled face he sports as he braces himself for rejection broke like a porcelain mask to reveal absolute glee and stretching across his face with eyes that slimmer with aberrant stones. Really? Yes, really. I'll hold you to that. Oh my God, I have to win now that I have you watching. The next part sounds like something you weren't supposed to hear. And I did the scariest part. This should be the piece of cake, right? He's probably going to be punched in the face. Not your definition of piece of cake. But you're not a baker. Or boxer, for the matter. Come on, he can win. Okay, lose, but... It's all it's the fact that he tried that counts. The two of you have matching smiles. Yours fade when you catch the sound of shuffling from inside the house behind you. You push a note a little closer to your chest. I'll see you tomorrow then. Tomorrow, before 5:30. School starts at 8. Though you should mark on your calendar just in case. Boxing match, not the school part. The school starts. Though given your track record so far. Good night, Stanford. Just Ford is fine. You smile. Good night, Ford. Stanford starts down the porch steps only after he entered the house. He meets your eye through the glass of the front door and offers you a small wave as he turns fully to step down the street. You wait until he's out of sight to turn off the outside light and slowly migrate to your bedroom for the evening. Looks like you have plans tomorrow at 5:30. Okay, that's the end of the demo. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and commenting down below. Let's go to the menu. Yeah, if you like my content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Comment down below and liking the video. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll do 4 throughout. It's by itself. No, stands lap by itself. So I'll see you guys next time.